Morena everyone. Thank you for taking the time to join us for the webinar series today. My name is Rhonda and I'll be the moderator for today's webinar. 2 years ago, it was predicted that video content in marketing would become vital to effective online marketing. With all the change that has happened in the business world and economy in the last 12 months, video content is even more critical to effective marketing than predicted. Today's webinar is a very practical one where you're going to be shown how to create a Facebook video ad in under 30 minutes. And there'll be demonstration of the step-by-step process of creating a short video ad for Facebook. You'll learn how to create high impact videos from scratch using a powerful but low cost video editor called InVideo. Our expert today is Titus. I'm just going to jump to the slide. Titus is a senior digital specialist here at Zeld. He designs and manages highly complex technical builds as well as advanced marketing. Titus has a wealth of experience in helping SMEs and leading international corporates achieve their online business goals. Titus has been a leader in the media and digital industry for many years, and I'm really looking forward to his webinar today. I always love hearing from Titus. I always learn something. Just before I hand over to Titus, just to go through a little bit of housekeeping. You'll see a toolbar down across the bottom of your screen. If you're having trouble hearing, just have a look there on the bottom left side. Is some audio settings that you can play around with so that you can hear. If you have a question, there is a few options. You can raise your hand, but that actually brings you live into the webinar. Otherwise, a good place to go is to the Q&A section and also the chat. And I really do encourage you to ask questions. We're wanting to make this webinar as practical and as helpful as possible. So please just pop your questions through on those areas and I'll either break in and ask them to Titus as he's going through, or I will make sure that he is asked them at the end of the session. And if you miss something, don't panic. We'll be going through at a fairly good pace in order to meet that half-an-hour goal. But if you do miss something or want to just kind of refresh your knowledge on it, don't worry. We will be sending out a copy of this webinar at the end of today, and also it will be available on our webinar library online. Yeah, so I'm really excited to hear from you today, Titus.
Thank you very much for the introduction, Rhonda, and hello everyone. Pleasure to be back doing one of these webinars, and also quite an interesting topic. I usually have my hands delved in strategy and technical stuff, so I don't get too much opportunity to do this hands-off stuff, which I do love getting involved in. So I'm just going to share my screen. Can you see that okay?
No.
No?
It said it started sharing, but it shared a blank screen, Titus.
Sorry there. Okay, let me just, can you see that okay?
No. Are you there, Titus? I think he may. Oh, there you are. You disappeared from us completely for a minute.
Typical timing for Zoom to crash on me. Okay, can you see this okay now? Still no?
Yes, yeah, got it.
Perfect. Okay, maybe I just won't blow that up full screen. Okay, so what I'm going to do today is cover how to make a video ad in under 30 minutes. Now, this is a bit of time pressure for me. I've got a lot to cover here, so please do reserve questions for the end. I will answer them. Now, one key thing here is that video ads are actually very easy to make really quickly, but it's about making video ads that convert. That's the really strugglesome thing. Particularly on Facebook ads, you are paying per impression, and obviously you want to get the most bang for your buck with that, and it's a lot more competitive than it used to be. So those videos are the most important part of any Facebook campaign, and indeed YouTube campaign as well. What I'm going to focus on today is very much a Facebook video. It's a similar sort of approach for doing YouTube ads, obviously different sizing formats and typically a slightly different structure, but it's the same sort of principles which can be applied for YouTube, Instagram videos, and that sort of thing too. So I'll just quickly go over the initial stages of it before I hop into an editor and show you how to make a video. And first of all, there are 3 stages involved in making a decent video. You need to do the plan and copy. So the copy being the text. You need to curate some content, and then you can go into edit the video. So simple 3 steps. That first stage, the planning and copying, you should never ever miss this. I mean, I've gone into this in the past. I know other people have gone into the past who go straight into video editing. There are so many reasons why planning ahead is vital. Namely because you need to put together the copy or the script for the video in advance, because first of all, the message is very important. That's what's going to resonate largely with the customer. You need to convince them about what you've got and that they need it. And the second reason why this is really important is when you go into editing videos, it's so much easier if you already have that structure laid out in advance. So you want to build that structure around the copy. And that's going to lead the way in terms of the content you need for it and the way you're going to edit the video. So you don't have to hack it all apart and keep chopping and changing as you go, which is just going to take a lot longer. I've done that in the past, and it's way easier to plan ahead. So in terms of planning, it's actually pretty simple. If you're a fan of Facebook and you no doubt have seen many ads on Facebook, the ones with the biggest impact, the ones with the most likes, comments, shares, and ultimately likely to have the most engagement and sales are the ones that follow this format. You'll actually notice if you go through your Facebook videos that so many of them follow this tried and tested formula. This is the structure that you position your copy, and obviously the video will flow through this structure as well. And that starts with what's called a scroll stopper in Facebook terminology, sometimes called a hook as well. So that's typically about 3 seconds to grab someone's attention and lure them into watching the rest of your video. Then you want to discuss the problem, then the solution, and highlight the benefits, mainly the benefits rather than the features. And then social proof, if you have it. It's very ideal. It's a very social platform, so social proof goes a very long way. This is perhaps one of those optional ones. If you don't have it, you can do it later, or you can do them in separate videos, for example, in remarketing later on. But that's a very powerful thing to add. And then, of course, you want a call to action. There's no point in leaving people hanging at the end of the video with any question in their mind of what to do next. So you need a call to action, which could be shop now or register now, or anything, any action that you need them to take as the next step. So in this example, I've already done my planning and copying, so there's perhaps a little bit of cheating going there in terms of the 30-minute time frame. But as I say, the planning, you can take a little bit of time doing it. So here's an example of what I'll be using for my copy here. It's actually a dentist, which I work quite closely with, and we're going to be doing an ad for them. And here's simple structure of the copy. So the initial hook, the scroll stopper will be tooth pain getting in the way of your fun. And the next thing will be, but afraid of the dentist. Then try a dentist that's passionate about helping nervous patients. So jumping from the problem into a solution, and then the key benefit, so you can start enjoying your smile again when you visit the top reviewed dental practice in Rodney. So this is where we're going to talk about social proof, or show social proof, and then a call to action. Book online today. It only takes 2 minutes. So again, just telling people what to do, so there's no doubt in their mind. Typically at the end of this, you would also want to put your URL and your phone number and whatnot as well. So that's what I'm going to use. The other stage in terms of planning is curating content. So you probably, some people probably wanted to take part in this because you find out that you don't actually need to have your own content. A lot of people think that video relies on you paying a lot of money for a professional videographer and really high quality walkthrough of the service, whatever they're offering, or showcasing their product in a real professional light with models. That's absolutely not true, especially with social platforms like Facebook. But there are different options in terms of how you curate that content, because you obviously do need content for the clips that you're going to put together in your video. Those typical options will be starting from the highest level. You could have a professional videographer come to you and either take your product shots, see it in action, do a product demo, that sort of thing. Obviously, that costs quite a lot. You can shoot your own footage, which even if you just have your own phone, this should never ever be underestimated. It goes a real long way, and often what you hear and see is that real footage shot on your own phone can often outperform professional videographer works, because it's very much more native to the platform. So you can literally pull out your own phone today and start recording footage around your own, in this case, a dental practice, or shoot your own product, or show someone using your product, or show testimonials with a customer just saying how much they like it. Put together lots of clips. It's very, very easy to do nowadays, especially with modern phones being such good quality. Then you can use stock videos. Typically, you'd go out and buy these because you need to buy the licenses for these. Loads of really good quality videos that can be used for pretty much anything you can imagine. And there's so many stock video libraries out there. And then, of course, you can use your own photos as well. You don't need videos. You can just use your stills, your photos, whether that's your product or your team or anything to do with your business. So photos, you can make a whole video out of just photos if you want. Now, what I'm going to be focusing on is these final two here. So buying stock videos, not buying stock videos and your own photos. And the tool that I'm recommending, which is in video, which is what we use. It's a very, very powerful tool. It's one of the most popular trending tools for making videos online. That is a platform that not only allows you to edit videos easily and make them look very good and professional very quickly, but a key advantage is that it actually has loads of stock videos already in the library or all included in the package. So you can search and use all of those as you wish. So let's jump into the demo, shall we? So this is in video. I'm not going to go through the whole sign-up process. It's pretty straightforward. I think it's about $10 a month for this tool, which is unbelievable price, an unbelievable price when you compare it to things like Premiere Pro and all the other tools out there for like professional video editing. This is a very powerful platform. All you need to do is sign up for it. Just as a little inside hint, if you go to this website and then go back on Facebook a few days later, they'll remarket to you about 40 or 50% off. So you can actually get this for about $6 a month, which is great price. So when you're in the interface, I'm actually logged in already. You've got a whole bunch of templates you can see that are already created here. They're just loading in down here. And you can choose from any of these templates. What I'm going to do is I'm going to focus on a square aspect ratio, which is the ideal size for a Facebook video. You see all these templates, you can see what they look like. Interesting, there's already one which looks like it might be for a dentist one here, but I'm not going to use that. You can actually just hover around and try and find something that fits you quite well, and you can literally just use that and just plug and play your videos and images. What I'll show you is a bit more involved editing with this, and we'll use this one here. So I'm going to use this template just because looks quite nice. It's got good text, simple. This one's just using flat images, but we're going to edit that as we go here. So I've decided to use this. Just click, it will load everything up. And we're greeted with this nice little visual editor here. So in terms of the general layout of this, can potentially look a little bit daunting at first, but it's actually really easy to use. I'll go for all of that as we go. So down below here, we've actually got a timeline of all the different scenes. We've got scene 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this is the first scene here. You can see there's text, there's an image in the background. We can actually play this at any point just by clicking this play button. It will do a low resolution run through of this. So I'm just going to lower my speaker volume here. It's quite loud here. So that's running through everything here. Now, the easiest thing to do here is actually, you can just literally click on anything in here and start editing text or the images in the background. So I can move this image around, I can upload my own image, or I can go in and select another video. So what I'm going to do is I'll just show you by doing, basically. Now for that first little bit of text, what we wanted to do was put in a little bit, we wanted to put in some text here, which is tooth pain, getting in the way of your fun. So real simple, you can just edit the text. Obviously, this is very not appropriate for a dental practice. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the videos on the left-hand side here, search for, this is where the video stock gallery is. They actually have a collection of loads of different video stock video website libraries that they pull from. So you've got a huge array of videos here. So I'm going to look for something that I thought of previously for this. I thought a nice intro, a little hook or a scroll stopper might be something with someone with ice cream who suffers from sensitivity from ice cream, so tooth pain, that sort of thing. Just because I think, you know, we need something that's going to grab people's attention a little bit more. Someone in pain, but also ice creams go a long way. You'll be amazed at how well food can perform on Facebook. So I'm probably just jumping ahead of myself, but what we do is we choose a video here. You can see them if you roll over them, what they look like, and you can just like play a preview of them. It will show it at low res here, but they're all full HD resolution. Once you've chosen the video you want, I want this one, you can just drag and drop onto the background. Pretty much always you replace the background. You can add it as a separate layer if you want. And this will bring you to the editor for the video. Now I'm just going to drop the whole thing in here. This is the 13-second clip. You can cut it down, but I'm going to put the whole thing in here. I'll trim it afterwards. So what happens here is that just drops that in the background. You can see my timelines expanded to 13 seconds. Now, we don't want a scroll stopper 13 seconds long. Typically, a scroll stopper, you want about 3 seconds because you've got to grab people's attention quickly and switch things around. And you'll probably notice Facebook ads are typically quite fast paced. So what I'm going to do is we've got this text in here. It's obviously not in a great position, so we're just going to move it around. Also want to get the font in line with the brand of this particular one. So there's a blues and greens for this brand and grays as well. So we can just go in here, change. You can see all the editing options for each individual thing. So there's the text elements, you can change the font styles, all the usual things you might expect with a lot more things too. So I'm just going to change the font styles. So I know these are just hex codes. If you have your own brand guideline, if you've got a website, you should definitely have a brand, some sort of brand colors that you use. It's a good idea to just collect all the hex codes that you have for all your brand colors. That way you can use them for anything to do anything on the website. So I'm going to change this one actually to the blue. And the style of this, I might make that one just bold and this one not bold. So just highlighting the pain point here, which is tooth pain. You know, it is something that everyone suffers at some point in time, and we're doing a dentist ad. So at the end of the day, if someone's in tooth pain, the message with this is, are you in tooth pain? And you know, we've got a solution for that. So we want it to resonate with them. We're highlighting that as the key message here. So I'm just going to reduce the font size there. So we've got this text looking okay. The video is still this huge video in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in here. I'm going to edit the video. So a whole lot of editing options again. And we can trim this down and edit the whole video in here. So I'm going to click trim video. and we can scroll through here and see what it's doing. I think we don't need that bit at the beginning, but we only need 3 seconds. So what I'm going to do is just going to drag this down, which this is the sort of clip area which we're going to pull in. And I want this to be about 3 seconds. So just want to see if there's a good sort of frame here. Yeah, I think that's probably good. So we're going to start from here. See where the pin is. I'm just going to line up the beginning of my clip. And then I'm going to drag this out to about 3 seconds. So you can see the numbers going up here, which just shows you the duration. As I said, it doesn't have to be 3 seconds, probably less is absolutely fine, but you do want people to read the text too. So 3 to 4 seconds a clip, especially for the first few clips, is good. Overall, a typical good length for a Facebook ad video is 20 to 30 seconds. It does vary depending on what type of video you're doing. Like if you're doing a product demo video, it can be 30 to 50 seconds, but we'll be aiming for 20 to 30 with this. So I'm just going to click done here. And also just in terms of positioning, I think that's actually okay. So what we can do is we can view this video, just run a preview of this. We can see we've got this nice animation on the text and it's quickly rushed into the next scene as well there. So already we've got our first scene in here with some animated text. We've got a video here, which is a nice sort of professional looking video. And it does grab the attention of it. Someone's in pain with an ice cream. One of my favorite things, ice cream. So it'll grab my attention. Now, I should probably note, the scroll stopper is the most important part of a Facebook ad video. And if you're ever doing split testing and whatnot in a video, you can commonly spend, 3/4 of your time just on split testing the first 3 seconds of the video. So this is by no means the perfect scroll stopper, but it's one thing that you want to test. So you can certainly recreate multiple versions of a video with a different scroll stopper in it. But anyway, that is actually the first scene done. Now, the second scene, if I just refer to my copy doc here, is, okay, so tooth pain getting in the way of your fun, but afraid of the dentist. So we're going to search for another image which is a bit more appropriate for being afraid of the dentist. So again, this is technically not the scroll stopper position, but we still want to sort of invoke emotion with people. So I'm going to type in dentist fear in the video library section, so I can search for a video. It's, I guess, all about someone being afraid of the dentist. So loads of stock videos here, some professional stuff. You can see like in dentist operations going on here. So some really good quality content that we can just pull out for free. I'd say for free. It's part of the $6 to $10 a month for this tool. So let's see if we can find something that looks good. So dentist, let's see. Oh, this one looks quite comical. So we don't want to scare people off too much, but it's, if you can, put in a bit of comedy. So I think this will work quite nicely. So let's trim this down again. So we'll try and find a good point where she's going to put on that lovely face here. So let's see. So a bit extreme. Okay, she actually breaks into laughter at the end there. So we want to cut it off maybe about here. So we'll put the end here, and then you can see the timers down here. So the duration at the moment is 3 seconds. 3 seconds is fine. Maybe we could do 3.5. As I say, 3 to 4 seconds is good. So we'll use that, and we'll go done. Right. So one thing I didn't do is I've added this as a new layer rather than click and replace, which is what I said you should do. So you drag it on here and replace the background. Not a big deal. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to pull this over here. So actually, let me show you how some of the other features work. So we'll pull this over here and resize it. We want to get the positioning just right. So that looks good. Now, if this were above the text when I added this image here, what we could do is go to the layers section. So you can edit anything. Edit refers to anything that you want to customize with the video or the image or the text. The layers shows you all of the elements on that scene. So we can see here, this is the video. This, if we click on this, we can see that's the text. We can actually reorder the where these things show in the display. So I could, for example, drag the video to the top, and now it's covering up the text. We don't actually want to do that, but I just thought to show you as a little bit of training. This is that media image we had before. We don't need that one, so we'll just put the video on top of it. And again, we've got the text to sort out as well. So exactly the same as before, but afraid of the dentist. Probably one of the most common things they must hear. Everyone's afraid of the dentist. I'm sure they love that. All they're trying to do is fix people's teeth, but you know, what a lot of people resonate with is that fear of dentistry. So I'll put in the color here as well. Afraid of the dentist. So I'll get rid of that. So all we're going to do is just drag this out of the way. Now, if you did this and you want to spend a bit more time on it, you could obviously try and get everything aligned 100% perfectly and consistently. But let's just see how this works out. So when you press play, you want to pull the pin to the right point. There we go. So that works out all right. Now, there is this funny overlay here on this. This is part of that template we've just chosen. So you can see this effect coming over here. We can actually just deactivate that if we want. Again, it's a layer which appears on top, and they lock it as standard on these templates, so you don't click on it instead of the actual images and whatnot. So we can just see this shape overlay here. We can unlock it, and if we want, we can either move it around or get rid of it altogether. I think you know, we could style that and even change the color of that to match the brand if we wanted to, like this. Let's see. But you know, so there it's a bit more in line with the brand blue if you want, or you could just remove it. I think that's okay for now. Okay, so that scene's probably okay. Then we'll jump into the next scene. So same sort of thing again, really. I'm going to take the text, and as you can see, the text is really guiding me here. The text is deciding what's happening in each and every scene. So try a dentist that's passionate about helping nervous patients. So oops, I clicked something wrong there. Okay, you see when you type, it will resize it to fit the space as well, which is quite helpful. But you can manually override that with all the settings on the right, all the help settings, all the font settings on the right, the edit settings. Nervous patients. Okay, and keyword here is actually nervous patients. A lot of people resonate with this, so we're going to go in and change the color of this to blue, and you know, we're kind of working with the wrong background, so we can't actually see what sort of colors will work. I'm just going to put these in now anyway, and we'll change the background afterwards. In all honesty, it's probably best to choose the background first. But anyway, so we've got out of the sort of the scroll stopper. We've done the sort of highlighting the problem, afraid of the dentist, and the solution to that is getting a dentist that's passionate about helping nervous patients. So we want to find something that's a bit more fun, I guess, a bit more happy. So let's look for dentist fun. So now you can see there's loads of stuff here. It's just amazing how much stock video there is. So this is actually the same model that was in the last scene. So this is perfect. So we're going to take this one. I'm going to replace the background. And what I'll use, I'll just use the full video just so we can see if it's in the right place. Yeah, it is. Okay, good. So got the full video again, and I'm just going to edit that so we can trim it down. I think the positioning is all right. You can actually crop it to a better part of the video if you want, but I'm not sure why that's showing fully zoomed. Oh, I see. It zooms in at the beginning. Okay, so all we need is a sort of 3 or 4 seconds from this. Okay, so thumbs up. Yeah, thumbs up means I'm happy. I'm not nervous anymore. So that will do. So we'll take the endpoint there with the thumbs up, and we'll drag this. So we've got about 4 seconds. I think 4 seconds is probably good. I said did 3.5 for the last one. I might go back and make that 4 seconds, but it's not really a big deal. So yeah, probably hold that a bit more. So I'm just going to drag the whole thing down there a little bit more, and we'll finish at that point. Okay, so we'll insert that, and the text is not in a great spot, so I'm just going to move all this down. So let's play that. Oops, let's play that from here. Okay, so that's okay. The text is not actually popping that much on some backgrounds. So you see where we've got the gray here. So what we can do, we've got choices here. In all honesty, most of the time what you find works really well is if you use a background box around your text. You'll notice that a lot of Facebook ads because it makes it very, very clear. It's not quite as neat, especially when you got these this sort of animated effect on the font though, which is, it's popping around the place. And that can look really smart, but you do want the text to be readable. So we're just going to go into this and we'll see what other options we've got. We can add a drop shadow. So we can do that. That just makes it pop a little bit more. If it's a dark background, you might find that adding a white drop shadow helps it pop a little bit, like this. Add a drop shadow on this one as well. We'll make that white. And a drop shadow onto this one, and we'll make that white too. So that sounds a little bit better. I think not ideal, but it's something that you can certainly play around with. And you can fiddle around with this for a very long time, but the idea is what I'm trying to teach you at the moment. It's very easy to fiddle around with this, and at the end of the day, this scene I think works fairly well. So here we go. Good. So moving into the next scene, we have what are we doing? So we're doing so you can start enjoying your smile again. So the text is already all formatted nicely. So again, we can just drop the text in. I think I'll do what I said last time. I'll do the image first. So sorry, we did so you can enjoy your smile again, didn't we? Yeah. No. So you can enjoy your smile again. Okay, so what I'll do here is I'm going to loop back to the first video, which is where we're showing ice creams, because why are we showing ice creams anyway? I think it's just nice to tie things in with a bit of ice cream, or with the original message, rather, should I say. And let's see if we can find someone smiling with an ice cream, just to show, okay, now we're happy. This is the benefit. So let's look at loads of people having a good time with ice cream. So, I think depending on what market you're in, you probably want to try and videos that resonate a little bit more with the demographic that you're targeting. And if it's a universal demographic, then it's a good idea to mix up who's in the video. So different ethnicities can work really well just for targeting different people, because people do relate to the videos and people love faces. That's actually one thing I forgot to mention. So a really good thing to do with a hook is put someone in it. A face is really powerful. No videos of just product shots can get really boring unless you've got a really, really interesting product. People trust faces. So it's always good to put faces in. And smiley faces work very well too. So let's see what we've got here. We got, lots of happy children with ice cream. I think we're probably more targeting the more adult market here. So what shall we use? There's quite a lot of choice actually. Hmm. So we got these two guys. Perhaps not quite the right demographic for New Zealand, but I think that could work. So yeah, we could drop this one in, for example. Put that in there. Replace. I think if I had more time, I'd probably choose something a bit more, a little bit better. But let's just keep it simple, yeah. So again, we're just shortening the video to suit. So about 3 or 4 seconds. Again, let's keep it 4 seconds. So just check that this is right. Yeah, that's good. Okay, we'll stick that in there. And you notice that it's a little bit off. So if we move it, it's kind of already cropped it to the square. So if we go to video edit, we can go to crop frame, and we're just going to move the crop so it's got both their faces in it. There we go. So I think that will be all right. So if you scroll through with the pin marker on the timeline, you can see where it's changing. It doesn't change the video as you do this, though. You have to press the play button to check that. We'll check that in a minute. Let's get the text lined up first. So you can start enjoying your smile again. Where is the text? Oh yeah, so the text only appears midway, so you just go into the middle of it. So you can, oops, my hotkeys are playing up again. Let me try that again. So you can start enjoying your smile again. Okay, and start enjoying your smile again. So these two are quite powerful again, powerful lines. So you could highlight either of them. I like to stick with a pattern of just highlighting one key line in each one. If you were going into color psychology, I guess you could start looking at more greens, to be honest. Greens for positive things and more reds for negatives, because there is a genuine lot of studies that show that people respond positively to greens and things like that when you've got a positive remark to make. But often brand guidelines and things like that top any of those sorts of things. So it's really up to you to decide what to do with that. Let's put, there we go. Let's just make that a bit bigger. This one should be gray. And that one should be gray too. So again, I'm not, I probably go back and resize all of these. They're all exactly the right sort of font size and whatnot, but it's easy to go back and modify that later. So I will, however, just make this not bold because it is a bit obviously wrong otherwise. So you can start enjoying your smile again. Oops, the font there. It's Oswald. Oswald Baker. There we go. Okay, and we're noticing it's a bit dark on this background. So again, we're just going to go through and apply a drop shadow. White one. Just so it pops a little bit more. And on this one too. Okay, so just double check this is all good. Yep, that works well. then onto the next scene. So, okay, so we'll do a little bit more involved editing here. So you may notice that we're getting to the end here. These are all the preset scenes that it was laying out for me from part of that template. You can add in as many scenes as you want. You can even pull in scenes from any of the other templates on in video too. So what I'll do is I want to put in the social proof scene. And typically with social proof, you want pictures of your customers, happy customers in these, and show off reviews and that sort of thing. You can do this 101 different ways, or 1,000,001, maybe I should say. But I've got a specific idea in mind for this one. So let's just go to templates, and I'll look for reviews. So let's look at reviews. So I think maybe not quite like that, but you can see here there's loads of ways of laying out reviews, and you can just pull in one scene from each of these, which can work really nicely, very professionally. I think actually let's look for a collage. Yeah, so this is what I want. So I've got a few pictures of customers from the dental studio, and we're going to use them. So something a bit like that would be great. This one might be nice. Yeah, something like this. So what I'm going to do is you can either use the whole template and it will just open up a whole nother video for this, because this is actually a whole video with many scenes, or you can click view scenes and pull out the specific scene you want. So here we can see lots of cute puppies with really what I'm interested in is this photo layout. So let's just add this scene here. Say yes, I'm going to add that. And obviously, this is in a completely different style from what what we need, but it's actually very easy to edit. So this gives me a chance just to show you how to edit that. First of all, I'm going to put this in the right position. So I'm going to drag the scene over here, and we have all of this stuff which we just don't need. So I'm going to go in and delete that. So I'm going to unlock most of these things, like these poor elements. Delete that. Delete. Oops. Not delete that. You can undo with Control Z, and you got the usual functions on Windows and Mac and whatnot. So I'll get rid of the text, get rid of that, get rid of the poor, and the background as well. The shape, I think, that one there. Okay, so we got rid of that. The background's actually okay. I just want to change the background color to, so go over to Edit, Color. I'm going to stick in the brand color here. And so we've got these images now. We don't need that text. And what we're going to do is I'm going to pop in some images we've actually taken. So far we've used stock videos, but you can upload whatever you want here. So we've got all these. I actually previously uploaded these, but you can just upload them in the usual way from your computer. Now, what I'm going to do is just drag in some customer photos. So drag that in, same way as with videos. And there we go. I'm going to drag in this one here. So, and then, oops, that didn't go in the right place. So just click on that. Now, I think that hasn't gone in the right place because I unlocked this layer. So I'll just lock these layers again. There we go. And then this one here. So what I was doing is I was trying to replace the frame, and it can't do that. So I'm just replacing the photo that was there. And now we've got these photos all nicely in there. I'm actually going to go a step further. I'm going to add some reviews. So they've got a lot of Google reviews. So I'm going to add in this, which is just a little video that I took of the Google reviews from Google Maps and Google My Business. And what I'm going to do is, this is a 16-second clip. So I'll use the full thing, but we obviously don't want my boring browser in there and all that. So I'm going to go in and edit this. I'm going to crop it to here. I'm just going to it's holding the aspect ratio. So I'm just going to unlock the aspect ratio and pull this in. And this is actually going to be just a nice, easy way of pulling in and making people realize that you have lots of reviews. You can either do it in the usual way with just 1 or 2 reviews, but this is going to show, hey, we've got 61 5-star reviews. So I'm going to crop that here, and we'll stick that in around here. Now this scene is hugely long as well, so I'm going to do the playback speed on that video. I still want it all to show as 2.5. So it's going to come with a little warning saying that the sound won't play, but that's fine. And what you'll see here is if we play this, you can see that it's scrolling through the reviews like that. You know, nothing too flash, but you know, it's getting the point across. Obviously, there's a little bit of editing to do here, so I might just move these guys around, move the scenes around here. Now, I'm aware that I am running over time. I thought I could do this half an hour, clearly not. But we're near the end, so this is the penultimate scene. And we'll put that in here. We do need text to go on the top. Where did the other? So the other one's over here, just later in the timeline. So what I might do is just drag this one so it's appearing below this photo. That way, when the scene plays, it will start rolling this in, but the photos kind of layer on top of it. And you know, might just position these a little bit better around here, so it's just a bit more, gives it a bit more space. And then I'd put the title up there, which for the title, you can actually just copy between scenes. So I'll take this from that scene, go back here and paste with just Control V on a PC. And we go type in the text, when you visit the top reviewed dental practice in Rodney. Okay, and that's obviously very hard to read in that color, so we're just going to change this to white, and I'll remove the drop shadow on that. Okay, so we've got this scene here, which is, let's play, see what it looks like. There you go. I think those could do with a bit better layout, but for the sake of time, let's move on. That's your social proof slide. And there's no harm in doing a bit longer, especially towards the end of the videos on things. You do want to keep it fairly fast-paced though. But you know, you'll notice this scene here for that social proof is longer than 4 seconds. That's fine. Then the final scene is the call to action. So pretty straightforward. It is very good if you can put in photos of real people, especially of your own business as well. So if you have them, stick them in. And that's what I'm going to do here. We'll just replace the back layer with this photo of the team. And there you go. We've got this logo here. Might replace that out with this logo here. Just try that again. I'll add that as a layer. And so we've got the logo in here. We'll just put that down like this. And the call to action is book online today. Book online. Book online now, I think it's a bit stronger. Now that is actually, we need a box around that. So what I'll do is I'll just add a text box, just a heading, just a plain heading really. Rather than this, because this is actually an animated item, so I don't actually want that. So book online now. Okay, so it still doesn't look right, but we just need to modify the colors. So the accent color is not blue, it is green. So we'll put the green in here as the background. So this should be the box color. We're just going to put the opacity of the box up So there we go. It's a lot stronger now. Maybe make that a bit more space. We can reduce the text size and make that just look a bit neater, but we'll just leave that for now. Book online now, and then we're going to say the URL as well down here. So dentalstudio.nz, and you can of course have the phone number as well. So what's that phone number? So we're going to put the phone number in here. Can't see that because it's white, so we're just going to change the color to, there we go. I think the font's a little bit off, but you know, something to finesse later, I guess. But anyway, we've got that here. Now, typically with Facebook ad, the clicking, simple clicking will go straight through to wherever you want anyway, so it's not vital you have the full URL. Make this look a little bit better, but the idea here, I guess, is getting the message across. Book online now. Now, another thing you can do here is it's looking a bit sedate. Just with this, you've got the animated text and logo, but the background can actually do with a bit of movement. Actually, on Facebook, movement does help quite a lot. So that is, we're going to do an image animation, and we're going to say we're going to fade in. So you can see image animation, you can actually do animate in or when it's in the video, or you can fade out at the end of the video. So I'm going to fade it in here. There's loads of options for what you can actually do in terms of animations. And then when it's in place, I might as well just zoom out as well. So let's see what that looks like. So there we go. Very subtle, fades in, zooms out, and you've got a nice little finish. Typically with the last scene, this is 5 seconds. That's probably all right. You can extend it a bit longer because at the end of the day, you've got their attention and you want them to read and click, to decide to click on this. So there's no harm in expanding that out just a little bit longer. So this, I'll put this at 7 seconds. So all in all, we have a video. I haven't obviously done a full run through, but oh yeah, one thing's left is the music. So music is not as important on Facebook as you might think, because apparently only 10% of people have audio activated when they scroll through Facebook feeds. So all you really need is just a simple bit of music to play in the background. They got loads of, again, stock free music you can pull out here. So I'll just choose one of these really, you know, just a chill track. It could be whatever really. So you can just play. So let's just put that in. So we'll just apply this to the whole thing. And it says it's going to replace all the music, which is fine. So I'll stop that playing. And there we go. So we've got music. We've got all the videos. I should note that this is very high level, all this editing. You can actually go really granular and edit all the individual sub layers of this if you want to. It can get pretty in depth. But what I'll do is I'll just download this, take it at 1080p. I think this can sometimes take a little while to load. That's actually a lot quicker. Oh no, it is rendering. So this can take a little while to render, but the idea here is that that whole video will work. So
That's
maybe
awesome,
I'll share.
Titus.
Sorry, running out way over.
It's all good. I just wonder, while we're waiting for that to render, should we just do a few questions?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So we did have a question of how long should the video be, and I think you actually said at one stage 20 to 30 seconds, but that it can be, it can depend. Yeah. Yeah,
there's actually, I just saw a recent post from Unicorn Ads that they have a compilation of the top 1% of Facebook ads in the world. So the best performing ones, and they did a study on this just a week or two ago. And there's a exact, it shows the average time of every type of video of those successful ones. And what I've just said there, to 20 to 30 seconds, is pretty much around where it is. Some are shorter, some are longer, but it really depends on the format. So this sort of video, 20 to 30 seconds is good. Longer product demos where you have a complex offering, then 50 seconds to 1 minute is good as well. But maybe I can share that in the post notes after this.
Okay, brilliant. Are there any other audio libraries you recommend, more for the YouTube side of things?
Audio libraries?
Yes.
Not really audio ones, to be honest. I don't really have much experience of which audio libraries to choose from. There's loads online. There's free ones and paid ones, but I can't really recommend that, I'm afraid.
Last week in our webinar, we had a videographer, I can't remember his name, it's gone out of my head, sorry, but he did mention a couple of video audio libraries that he uses there. So if you go to our webinar library, you'll see a post of last week's webinar or a fortnight ago, and just look through that for some detail. So this is it now.
This is it,
Titus.
Yeah.
We're not getting the audio.
Yeah, I'm not sure if the audio will pull through on mine. I did actually, yeah.
It's probably just because we're
like
doing
reduce
through
my
Zoom.
audio. Yeah, I don't think it typically comes through, but there is audio in the background there, and you can get the idea there.
Yeah.
So yeah, so there you go, 26-second Facebook ad, and this should at least resonate with some customers. And yeah, it's pretty easy to chop and change, as you see, done in 30 to 45 minutes, and you can run lots of tests on different things just using this. So it's really neat tool. Very cheap, very effective.
That is awesome. Do you want to just stop sharing, and I'll just take you through a couple of more questions. I personally don't, I think you actually could have done it a lot shorter, but you've actually given a lot of really good marketing and tips and tricks on how to put it through together. Are the soundtracks fully licensed to use? What if Facebook blocks the use of soundtrack?
No, everything on here is licensed stock usage. So you can read on in video about the licensing usage rights and all of that, but they are licensed to use all of those and to allow people to use them. And they actually have this recent thing which says you can even load up a blank canvas, pull in any of the stock library and download that video as a full HD stock video and use that yourself. Apparently you're allowed to do that. So it's a huge stock library, and it's all included.
Yeah.
When you consider that most stock video libraries charge anything from 30 to $30 US a video, plus some charge 500 a video. It's really affordable.
Yeah. Do we need to create separate video for Facebook feed and separate for Facebook story, as they both have different aspect ratios?
Yeah, that's right. They do have a different aspect ratio. You don't have to. If you launch a Facebook campaign, you can hit Instagram and different stories and different formats. It will, obviously, you'll have different bars above and below, but even if you look on Instagram, for example, they actually look okay. It's not as optimized as if you make a 9:16 aspect ratio for Instagram or Facebook stories, but you can just go through the process again with this and just resize all the elements to make it in that different format.
One thing that I've learned is that you could just play around with one aspect of it, like your scroll stopper section, that very first one, and just try a different couple of videos with maybe different text on it, or maybe a different video. And I think I really like that you don't need to necessarily come up with fresh content, but just maybe just that one little area you can play with in order to get benefits.
At least if you're testing, it's always good to test with multiple videos. And most of the time, especially in the early stages of testing, you just change around those first few seconds. You can worry about the rest of it later, because those first 3 seconds can very easy. I've seen it make the difference between a 0.5% click-through rate and to a 4% click-through rate just from changing the first 3 seconds. So,
what kind of click-through rate would be indicative of a successful ad?
So it does depend, but typically if you've got over 3%, then you're laughing on Facebook. That's really good, and it's definitely a good strong indicator. Typically under 1% is not very good. It's very poor actually. So if you can get 2% plus, 3%, preferably 3% plus, that would be good. But you aren't going to get 3% very likely unless you test a lot of creatives.
Right. What kind of things do you keep in mind when selecting one of those templates? Because from what I saw, you changed it all. So, you know, what do you kind of take into account selecting one of those? Is it the length of time or?
So you can, if you want to do it simpler, just use one of those templates and just literally drop in the images and text, and you can do it like that. I could have done this with a blank canvas. The main reason I chose this is I kind of thought I just want the animated text, and it's just there rather than having to load it up for this session. And also, you know, there's those slight overlay effects which are quite cool. And if I spend a little bit more time on that, I could get the blues and the greens working really nicely. It'll be quite effective. So it's mainly for those sort of effects, and there's loads of templates. So you might find some that you really like and you can just use, or you can just use blank canvas.
Yeah, so it's the effects really when you're looking at the templates, not necessarily what the words are, where the words are, or the actual images.
Yeah, definitely the effects. I mean, if you find a template that is in your industry and it matches, then you could have half of it made for you already.
Yeah.
All the images and videos.
Yeah, totally. Another question, the video didn't seem to run smoothly. Can that be corrected?
So for me, it ran smoothly at the end. So when you download it, it's a full 1080p video, and it runs perfectly smooth with sound and all of that. It may be just the Zoom connection, but I can certainly share we can share the video afterwards.
I think the bit that we were seeing was slightly between the stages, like your different images. It would kind of blank out between the two. Between
Is this
one
when I'm
stage.
editing?
No, when it was playing.
Oh, okay.
I'd imagine you can just edit those bits out.
The blanks bits. So yeah, I think for me it looked like it was playing okay. So the transitions you can edit anyway.
Right.
But
I think that's probably the bit. If I'm getting what Valerie was saying, I think it was just those little transitions.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, it's where it rotates transitions. Yeah, there's loads of transitions you can choose, and again, I think it's the effect of seeing that through the Zoom window onto my screen, and then I'm downloading this from a browser as well. So it's a lot smoother for me, and it would be if you put that on Facebook. But yeah, you can change the transitions to like simple fades or crossfades or anything. There's about 100 transitions you can choose.
Wow. Well, thank you. Oh, one sneaky last question. We'll just take this one. If I use InVideo to create a video for Facebook advertising, will Facebook downgrade the video quality, or will it run on 1080p?
Well, it won't run on 1080p because the format of Facebook videos is typically, it's not 1080 HD 1080p. You can have it that aspect ratio, but it won't run 1080p typically. Facebook adjusts the video size to suit the medium. So dependent if you're on your phone, on your desktop, but it should show the full, you know, it should show the full resolution if people click to expand and view the whole thing. The key thing is the aspect ratio. And I think when you shoot these on this for Facebook 1:1 ratio, it will do 1080 by 1080 pixels, which is not 1080p. 1080p is 1920 by 1080. So yeah.
Sounds blinking technical. All I know is Facebook will just take care of it.
Yeah, Facebook will take care of it at the end of the day. And the key thing with uploading videos to Facebook is you want at least 1,000 by 1,000 pixels typically. And you know, I think there is a limit, but you know, if you uploaded a 2,000 by 2,000, they would just size it to suit.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much, Titus. I've learned heaps.
Very welcome. Thank you, everyone.
Just going to share my screen there. Just a bit of a roundup. What we know is that video content is a vital element to any good online marketing, and that we do have an opportunity to leverage off of technology to create good quality video content to help promote and position your business. It's our prediction that business who invest into video content and incorporate it into their marketing will have a better return on investment for that marketing. And it's our recommendation to include video in your budgets and marketing. And so look at investing in economic tools to help you to produce quality content. Xeld has helped over 15,000 businesses transform digitally over the last 20 years. We provide a free strategy or website audit session with our team of experienced digital business strategists. We also launched last year, and it's quite timely. This is the first anniversary of our very first lockdowns this week. And as part of that, we launched our Get E-commerce movement to help Kiwi businesses get online as soon as possible. It is still extremely important as the economy is trying to grow and recover from COVID. You can go to Xeld.com for more details on how to get a free e-commerce website or to ask for one of those audit sessions. Our next webinar will be on the 7th of April, which is in a fortnight's time at 10 a.m. And it's one that I think a lot of businesses forget to deal with well. It's managing online customer complaints and negative reviews. So no matter how hard you try in your business, sometimes you get these, and there's some really good information on how to manage these. So join us for that one. We have a library of our webinars full of great content and helpful information. Just go to Xeld.com for more information on that. We look forward to seeing you in a fortnight's time and really appreciate you joining us for today and hope that today has been helpful for you. Thank you very much, Titus. It was really appreciative of your time and expertise, and especially the practical nature of today. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. It's been a pleasure.
Take care, everybody. See you.